What's your internet name?
Mila the Wonderless.
Put that at right there.
Bangman.
Bangman on YouTube or Instagram?
Oh gosh.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm watching something.
Just a little closer. I feel like it needs a little. Yeah, perfect. Alright. So, super weird question. Do you still goon?
I still what?
Goon.
No.
Good. When'd you stop?
A long time ago. So you've never had their sushi, you say?
What, Miyako's?
Oh, that's the one you want to go to, Miyako's?
That's what I was asking, if we were going to Miyako.
I've been there before. Me and Alicia went there. That's it.
Does she even live here
Last time
anymore?
I went there, it tore up my stomach because the man kept putting butter, wherever that oil thing was, he kept putting it. I said, this looks like a lot of oil. And lo and behold, it for me, food tasted good, but oh Jesus.
You don't remember the exact date?
25. I don't remember the exact date.
I'm sorry, goon.
It's like you watch pornographic stuff.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something completely different. Well,
I thought you were talking about gang activity.
No.
that's what I thought
Do
too.
you still watch it or not?
Why would you want to know that from us?
Because it's actually important information.
Why?
Because if you still do it, it's not good.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah. For men, it's bad. Because, is it focus? Yeah, I think it's focus. When you release, you become more depressed and you lose your vitamins. For women, it's like, I think it's just bad mentally. Very bad mentally. But yeah, you don't. So you don't.
No, I've been focused on health.
Good. And then you never really watched it?
No, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell my baby brother.
Alright, are you happy? You too? Tell you because you can answer first.
Am I happy?
Yeah.
She shakes her leg constantly. We have to remind her that she do it so much. She just be, the whole time we playing cards, her leg be going like a motor. And I'm like, Margaret, your legs. And then she'll stop. 2 minutes later, she's shaking again. But she take medication for nerves.
That's sad.
It is.
But I think that Thrill has a lot of quirky sounds on Morning that T-Pain would be attracted to. Adrian thinks that he would be more attracted to Confused.
Kind of confused. I feel like
I mean, these are quirky sounds too, but I feel like it's just a different sound than T-Pain. Me personally, I think. Timberland loved this song though. This is what drew Timberland in. Real Slim going off on this beat too.
this is what's gonna capture me.
Somebody hear that?
Huh?
Where's that at?
On YouTube.
I feel like that's the song that's gonna capture him because with this song, it's more hype, it's more engaging. You can turn this on in the club and everybody's gonna start dancing.
You can play it in the phone.
I feel like you play the other song in the club, it's gonna be like a couple people that's gonna be like, all right, it's kind of slow.
I like both.
I'm not saying they're not good songs. Yeah. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's this song. It's too much like, way too much like love in it. Like.
So Adrian, we were going back and forth. I said Morning, Adrian said Confused.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Adrian.
They decided on Confused, but obviously you think Morning too, right? Yeah.
You don't
That's
think
so
that's
funny.
winning the crowd? That's winning the crowd.
I'm saying for T-Pain's audience
But,
because, like I said,
Another song for going into spring and summer, I feel like the other one should be significant if he makes it the final round. That one's the one to kill it.
yeah.
Right. But, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to throw your best work right in the middle of the competition, and the other one you would slow it down.
Right.
I even think that he could submit Your Attention for the next round.
You know, but all of that.
What is it, some kind of contest?
Yeah, he submitted his song Alone to T-Pain for a competition. He made it to the next round. So we were discussing what song he should submit for the second round. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're not in it. You're not in it.
I'm steady. But Micaiah has some. Like, I have things about my life that I am happy. Like, my career of choice is something that I've wanted for a long time. But there are some things in my life that I feel like I need to change or make better. But I also feel like I have a trauma response of always pushing towards the next thing. Like, I don't never sit or bask in the things that I've achieved. I'll just keep going. So it's always a toss-up for me. Like, maybe I am happy, but I don't know because I'm trying to get to the next thing already.
We're similar in that. Jamie, are you happy?
I am happy. All things considered, I could be dead. So, still here, still kicking.
No negative self-talk.
No, I've never been much of a negative person. I'm more of a, it is what it is, let's find a solution kind of guy.
I like that. I really like that. Alright. Are you dating anyone?
No.
Why not?
Not the time or place for that.
Okay, respect, focus. Just like my dad.
Do you feel like you need to be in a different place to be dating?
Yeah.
Short answer. Okay,
Yeah, the dating pool right now is, I guess you can say, it has piss in it. And, you know, for me, finding someone that's okay with everything I have going on right now, hard to do. And a lot of women say that they're okay with it until they're actually in the fray. And it turns into this is too much to deal with. And, you know, all of the health stuff and everything going on is just, I would rather much not deal with that or even entertain it. I don't like people who waste time. I don't like wasted time or wasted money. And if I'm not gonna really put my all into it, I would rather just leave it where it's at.
I really like that answer. I think I'm gonna skip this question for you, but I'm gonna ask you something else that's similar to it.
Okay.
What do you wish for your life to be right now?
What, 100% healthy in a perfect world.
Okay. Would you still be here, or would you be somewhere else?
I know for a fact I wouldn't be here.
Okay. Okay.
If I didn't have, you know, unexpected downturn, I would be traveling all over the world. That's what I work for.
Okay. So like a nomad.
Not necessarily a nomad.
A rich nomad.
But yeah.
Like something like my dad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So my dad has clearances, like a secret clearance, and he does IT work for Motorola. But as a result, he lives and works overseas in Bahrain. Same with my uncle. My uncle is a project manager, and he lives and works in Italy. But they both travel quite a bit for work and for leisure. And when me and Jamie went to Dubai together, and we came back, and Jamie got all the same certificates that my dad got. But in order for you to work and live overseas, you have to do a physical. So if you can't pass the physical, then you can't go.
All right. Where do you wish for your life to be right now?
I wish that as much ambition as I have, that I could have like the same amount of ambition, like that my fear level would go down and match. Because I feel like with my ambition, I could achieve a lot, but my fear holds me back a lot.
That's
But
crazy.
but I do feel like my fear is trauma based, from not having a lot of tools passed down to me from people before me. So it's kind of just like figuring it out on your own, because the people that came before you are still figuring it out.
That's crazy. No, I can say that. Because the fear aspect, I don't know, I'd rather fall on my face and at least know that I tried than to live with regret and never know it all. And when I started to live by that, that's when everything started opening up, because even with the going overseas thing, it was something that I've never done before. A whole completely, and I can't say it's a new industry because I've always dealt with tech, but as far as in a workspace.
And I said, Dylan, before you left, I told you that I had other stuff I was doing, but I'm gonna make them, okay? 5 minutes later, he back. All the chicken sandwich is ready yet. I said, oh my God. And then he don't like French fries.
Yeah.
I'm like, what kid don't like French fries?
It was so much stuff that you didn't like as a baby.
Ugh.
Your kid that you
He
didn't
wasn't
eat.
no baby.
You were very, very picky as a toddler. You didn't like nothing.
You cried like a pterodactyl. It was terrible.
Yeah, you were very sensitive.
And then, yeah, on top of being mouthy, you were sensitive. Like one time, you and Micaiah were arguing, and you told Micaiah, you told Micaiah that's why you don't know your dad. So then Micaiah was like, well, at least my dad, I'd rather not know my dad than my dad looked like a janitor. And then you burst into tears because So when Mama was like, well, Dylan, you told him that he don't know his dad. Now he's crying because he said that your dad looks like a janitor. And then Dave's stupid self, when you called him, you were crying. You were like, Dad, because I told Micaiah, well, you know, I did what's happening first, and I told him that he didn't know his dad. But then he said that you look like a janitor. And Dave busted out. And he was like, dang, that was a good one. And I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Leaving something that you know back at the front and pivoting into a whole new industry can be scary, but it was the best decision that I ever made. That's what I can say.
Him and our older sister, they're like that. They use their fear to project them forward. I'm the opposite because I spent a lot of time in the house with our mother, and I always remember going to ask her for things, and her answer was, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. So my fear stems from jumping out there and failing and losing everything, and then I don't have it.
No negative self-talk.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't ever want to be in a situation
That's
where,
creepy because she still does that.
Yeah.
She still does that, and that can leak out really negative energy towards everything that you want to manifest.
Yeah, because I have a big fear of not having it and not being able to sustain myself. Like literally,
Me too.
before I check anything in the morning, you know, most people get up and they check their social media. I check my bank account, see where it's at. Because I'm terrified that I'm gonna look in there one day and it's a negative balance or something.
Yeah, nobody wants to be there.
And after I check my bank accounts, then I can do everything else. So
I've been there so many times in my past that the last time that I hit rock bottom, I swore on everything I was it would never happen to me ever again. And I put myself into a place that regardless of what goes on, I have cushion money. That I don't like shucking and jiving and scrambling. I've watched too many of my family members do it. I've watched too many other people do it. And like I said, I want to be at a place where, you know, I don't have to be filthy rich, but I do what I want when I want.
I want to be comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to move how I want to move. And I don't want to always, you know what I'm saying, if something happens and I need some money for it, I can just go and pull that. I don't have to be like, oh my dad, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't like to live that way.
So to answer
But
the
it was a
question,
lot of hard work and discipline to go into that because I can be flashy and frivolous with spending. And, you know, when I was younger, I didn't really care. I'll blow $2,000 a day because I know I'm going to make $4,000 next week. But you can't build that way. And I was always in a state of always trying to hustle to get it back because I blew it. But no, I blow within reason. Yeah.
so I wish that I was comfortable. I wish that I wasn't as fearful as I am sometimes.
Mr. Self-Taught, I genuinely feel like that's why a lot of us are held back. It's what we say to ourselves. This is a really good one. What do you really hate about yourself, Tyler?
I'm just scared.
What? Fear? Is it just fear? Is that it? Keep talking on. Yeah, it's focused. We're good.
I hate that I'm fearful sometimes, and I hate that I second guess myself. Like a lot of times, I'll know what decisions I need to make for a long time, but I'll second guess them.
I hate that too.
And like going back to the fear, same thing. I'll know what decision I need to make, but fear of all possible outcomes, I'll be like, okay, well, let me just wait. And I don't know why I do that though, because every time I move in a direction that's for me, everything works out. I'm always fine. I've always been fine.
I like that answer. What do you hate about yourself, Jamie?
So, piggyback on that, I would also say the second guessing, but what that leads into my second answer, that I give way more chances than necessary
Me
when
too.
it comes to people.
And we're both Leos.
You know, I will know off instinct I probably should cut you off, but I will keep giving you the rope until you hang me with it. And once you have done something detrimental to me, then after that you get the cutthroat side. And you can never get back after you've gone, you know what I'm saying, that distance with me. But yeah, that's the one thing that I can say.
And me, I will keep giving the rope until you hang me with it, but then I'll feel bad when I give you the bitch that you deserve. But then I feel bad, like, even though you did something wrong to me. So why should I feel bad? Because you're the reason why I'm acting this way, but now I feel bad.
See, I don't feel bad. Once you have crossed that threshold, I don't like to be that person because I can be a very evil, fucked up person and show you a side that you'd be like, that's not my Uncle Brett. But I don't like to be that person if I can help it. And the only way that I say I'm loyal to a fault. And the things that you do to me, I probably would have never done to you. So once you cross that threshold, it's like I loved you like a brother and you did that to me. Now I'm going to make it my life's work to destroy you. And the way that my mind works, you wouldn't even see it coming. But I don't like to be that person though. So yeah, that's the one thing I say. I give more chances than I should.
I also don't like that I'm not very social. Like I was telling our mom that grandma's friend, Miss SJ, one time she said, based on the way y'all look, I expected y'all to have the opposite personalities, me and Adrian. You know, Adrian's very social and she gets along with everybody, and I'm kind of like standoffish. And I was like, I don't know what that means as far as the way that we look. But I said that to say that I feel like people sometimes come to me because I look very approachable, and they'll be talking to me and then I'm like very awkward. and I don't know how to connect with people
I get the opposite.
in the way like Adrian does. Like Adrian can talk to a fly, and then I'm just like Squidward. Like
People say that I look mean
yeah,
and I don't look approachable, and I can be a social butterfly, but I'm not gonna go into a room and just start talking to people. I gotta walk in, survey the room, survey all the exits, and then if I get a good vibe, then I'll start to open up later on, unless it's something that's worth my while. Now, if I know, let's say, this is a work setting, and I need to, you know what I'm saying, shake hands and kiss babies in order to get ahead, okay, then yes, I will perform. I'm gonna walk in there and be like, hello, good evening, how are y'all doing? My name is such and such. I can do that. But just in a normal social setting, I'm probably gonna come in, grab my drink, and go sit right over there in that corner and feel everybody out first. And if I don't get the right vibe, I'm either gonna leave or just sit back and be quiet.
Right.
And then a lot of times I get the, oh, he cool, he didn't say nothing.
yep.
Well, I really didn't like the vibe that I was getting. You seem fake. I don't like you. And you know what I'm saying? For that, I sit back and be quiet. But if there is a good vibe, man, I'm running all around the party talking to folks like I've known them for 30 years.
Right.
And for me, I have to like recharge. Like after I've had a couple of days of being social, then I have to retreat so that I can get myself back together. But same thing, I will sit and be quiet for a long time to feel people out before I decide if I even want to trust them that way for them to see that side of me. But everything doesn't have to be so deep. Like you can be surface with people just to have a conversation, but I don't have that gift.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's very creepy. Like I think the biggest things I hate about myself, and I'm not gonna say I get it from anybody because I genuinely think it's something probably I was sitting here to figure out. I think after everything we've all been through with our parents, I hate that I'm lustful. I hate that I'm really lustful. I hate the urge.
You've been that way for a while too. No offense.
I hate the anger. I have a very serious anger problem now. Like I'm saying, because I've been through a lot, so it's like after I'm at a certain stretch, it's like I'm good at it now. I'm good at calming myself down, but oh my God, in 2024, I was definitely one of the darkest individuals. Like, darkest versions of myself for sure, man. Oh my God. Yeah.
When you were little, you told me and Tori, I can't wait to grow up so I can have sex.
Yeah,
we were like, what?
Little freak ball, man.
You were literally like 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that about myself. I don't like.
And Tori was like, oh my God.
Okay. My next question. Do you believe in me?
I do.
Do you believe in me?
Do I believe in you? Yeah. I believe you're capable of whatever it is you set your mind to. I just feel like at times you can be very impulsive and you do things without thinking it through. And if you just kind of scale back to kind of put certain things together before you do it, you would be a lot more successful.
Right.
But that may be your superpower, diving in headfirst if it works for you. But, you know.
Well, and I think you get a lot of that from mama, because mama can be like that. Like what I was gonna say is sometimes you'll be like, I'm gonna do this. And the next time I talk to you, you'll be like, okay, I don't wanna do that anymore, I wanna do this.
Yeah,
You get that from mama. We all do.
So.
And I hate when I get like that. And sometimes I have to just make a decision and not tell anybody so that I don't get like that. But I believe in you. I was gonna say I believe in all my siblings. I think that all my siblings are very talented in whatever their respective areas are. But I think all of my siblings also have a lot of issues that they need to deal with that holds them back.
Mm.
Every single last one of them, even the ones that I don't talk to.
For real. How do you see me now?
Well, for me, I'm transitioning into trying to see you as a grown man, because you are and always will be my baby brother. You're the baby. And I spent a lot of time, assisting with you being raised. So it sometimes feels like you're my own baby, you're my child. That's how I've looked at it at times. So I try to let you do your own thing. I try not to overstep as an older sister, but I also try to curtail you from things that can be avoided because I went through it. So I think I'm doing better. When you were younger, I used to cry a lot when transitions would happen, but I haven't cried in a long time. I don't think since you were 16, because I definitely, when you turned 16, Mama said something about you driving, and I was like, he can't drive, he's not old enough. And Mama was like, yes he is, he's 16. And I was like, and I burst into tears, I don't want him driving with all these crazy drivers. And Mama was like, are you crying? But it was just a lot for me. I was like, oh, he's grown. But it's getting easier to see you as a grown man that can make your own decisions.
Alright. Jamie?
I don't damn on none of that shit. Toss your ass to the wolves within reason. There's a lot of times that your mom has called me, up in arms about the things that you do. Like when you were supposed to be driving up to go snowboard.
Roanoke.
And I, told her, I said, well, yes, it was incredibly stupid to just hop up and just go, but at the same time, he got to bump his head. You're like, yeah, but what if he gets caught in the snowstorm and yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, well, from that standpoint, okay, yes, I guess we should call and try to talk reason to him, but I'm always gonna look at you as my little nephew, but at the same time, give you enough rope to do what you need to do. I guess that's what my father would do to me. And it did hurt my feelings, but he had to put me in real life situations in order for me to understand certain things. And I understood money helps you buy things, but as far as dollar values, no, at that time when I was younger. So I believe he took me to a big Toys R Us. I filled up the whole buggy. I probably had about $100-something worth of toys, but only $6.
Right.
So we get to the register and she rings up everything and I hand her $6. And she gave it back to me. I handed it back to her. That's where the self-conscious came in, because now we have a whole line. People are making comments and getting mad, and Dad sat back in the corner and watched the whole thing. He did not step in, he didn't do anything. He let me feel that. And then that's when the lady pulled me to the side and was like, look, man, you don't have enough money. This is 5, this is 1, that's 6. The total is this. And that's when I understood the concept. But if I had never felt that, that's what made me say, no one's ever gonna make a fool of me. I'm gonna go and learn how to count. And then he talked to me afterwards. See, now the situation may have been different and somebody could have cheated you out of your money or whatever, and this is why you need to learn how to count better than you do, because what? He would always give me enough rope to hang myself. He was always there to pick me up when I fell, but he would allow me to crash and burn so that he can teach. Instead of always stopping before, because you don't learn that way. So for you being my younger nephew, I'll advise you against certain things, but if me and you go somewhere together, I'll allow you to leave. Where you want to go, I don't know, you pick. We'll go do this, that, and the third, and I'll watch how you move and operate in certain situations, and then I will tell you later on, this is what you did, this is how you probably should move, or whatever. But I don't want to overstep by always calling you and telling you can't do this, you can't do that, and treating you like a little boy. So, I do see you as a grown man. I will say that you need more fine tuning, but, you know.
Answer. I was gonna actually say my piece too on y'all too. I think, Tyler, you're very successful and you're very on it. I just hope you don't become a slave to the system. And I hope the spirit that you don't have enough can leave you immediately, because I do think it haunts a lot of us in our lives and takes a lot from us, a lot more than we even know. Relationships, friends. I feel like thinking you don't have enough can be in any situation, emotionally, health, money, just anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Or even intelligence. Sometimes you don't even feel smart enough. You know? And even, that's the thing with you, Jamie. I think at the end of the day, like with you, well, also another thing, Tyler, I think you're a mage, as in, you know magic. And Jamie, you're a Jedi. Probably like, you're a Darth Vader, for sure. Not like as in you're evil, but you have powers. I think that spirit is also over you, that, I'm not sure if it's over you now, I can't say that now, but the spirit of, if you ever say to yourself, I'm sick, no negative self-talk. You have to, I don't know what it is, but even if you are in the situation, and I don't have your ailments, so I'll never know what it's like to have your ailments and stuff, but I do hope one day that you never can believe you're sick ever, or believe you have a weak heart, or believe any of these things. I hope one day you can kind of throw that thought out of your brain completely and always believe your heart is probably the best heart in the world. Believe your health is the best health in the world. Believe everything positive about yourself. And I would say knowledge outside of the US, because everything here is meant to stress us out and kill us slowly. The US is very much like this. But you've been to other countries, you know that. But that's how I see y'all. I think y'all are both very magical people, especially after having this interview. That's the next question. Do you hate love now?
No. I just think that I just feel like it's overrated. Like, I don't know if that's bad to say, but like
volunteering for madness.
Yeah, it's like when you are loving the right person, it's not overrated, obviously, but it just seems like like he said, the dating pool or what men expect from you at this time, it's just like
tap me in, coach.
Well, and I'm speaking from my point of view, like my recent relationship. I feel like sometimes my boyfriend is expecting.
Oh, I think that's what it just did.
But I sometimes feel like why things are expected. Like, oh, we need to be a team. We need to work together. We need to live together. We need to compromise. da. And I'm not saying that it's one-sided, but sometimes it feels that way. I'm not saying that person's not trying as hard as me, but I just be like, you come with a lot of baggage that I don't come with, and you want me to do all this compromising for a said baggage, and is it worth it?
No, it's not worth it if you ain't happy.
I don't know if it is.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
When it comes to dating also, I mean, just like you said with the certain expectations that are placed upon you. Like I used to say in my last relationship, I want to see a return on my investment. And it's getting to a point where I'm feeling like I'm never going to see that return on my investment. And I also said that I don't want to wait in vain. But a big part of what I was going to say with her saying, is it worth it? When you have done so much to build yourself to a certain space, it's people, like, for instance, before I got sick, I was making wonderful money. I was on the verge of making even better money. And being in that space, it could honestly be me, my money, and Annie. And honest to God, I'd be happy for the rest of my life. Now, I can go mess around with a few chicks here and there, and I don't have to worry about favorite foods, favorite colors, birthdays, anniversaries, or being whatever for you. I just get what I want and I dash, and I still have my money, I still have my dog, I don't have any stress or whatever in my life. And to say that, let's say I'm a six-figure earner, financially sound, I'm okay where I am. Then I bring you and your kid into my space, who you are not financially sound, you make dumb decisions. Now you're bringing my empire down to next to nothing, and that's something that I'm not willing to accept. I'm not going back to poorhouse for nobody. I'm not turning down any more opportunities for the sake of love. There's been situations that I've turned down because, oh, how's my girlfriend gonna feel? Not wife, but girlfriend. Fast forward, me and that girl are no longer together, probably not even thinking about me. And I'm not gonna say, well, ooh-wee, I've never shared this with any of you guys. In my car, I keep a,
I know you have shared this with me.
Yes, I did?
Yeah.
I keep a,
Polaroid?
Picture. Let's say a Polaroid. Whatever. Pictures of my ultrasound, not for me, but I was supposed to have a kid, and that was taken away from me. So the dates on the pictures are 2012, and it's so funny because what's today? 18th? My child was taken away from me yesterday in 2012. So I'm not gonna say that I don't believe in it, but that's why I say a lot of women talk like this is what they want until they get into the situation, and then it's a whole different thing. And I was always taught that, you know, you play adult games, you get adult consequences. So when that happened, I was actually happy. I saw myself being with her and everything. But she went behind my back and killed the child, and I found the receipt from the abortion clinic as I was cleaning out her car. And that's how I found out. So I keep those pictures with me at all times as a constant reminder of, always stay guarded and make sure that they show you that they show you that they show you they are who they say they are before you make life-altering decisions.
Yeah, and I think that men, because y'all are taught to be providers, y'all grow up, being taught that, like, I need to be able to take care of myself and possibly somebody else. Women aren't raised like that. We're raised to be nurturers and be soft and do what you can to try to catch the man, and I hate that because I feel like if I was more focused back in my 20s, then I would be further than I am right now. But back in my 20s, I dated somebody from the time that I was 19 to 29. And that relationship was a trauma bond. We were super dependent on each other. So we should have left each other alone a long time ago before I was 29. But we didn't because we were dependent on each other. Because we came in with trauma and then we experienced trauma together. Even to this day, that person, we had both got out of these terrible relationships when we got together. During our relationship, my grandpa died, his grandma died, his best friend was shot and killed, my best friend just died. So and I had to call him and tell him, hey, remember so-and-so? Yeah, she passed away. So even to this day, we are still bonded by things that are not good. So, and I'm not, no disrespect to him, he's not a bad person, but we were both very young, so we did stupid things throughout the whole relationship. But I'm like, that's 19 to 29, that's a lot of years where I could have been working on me instead of working on us. And then I was not in a relationship for a year, and then I got in another one. So I often feel like, I kind of think I need to be by myself for a little while.
I had to learn how to do that.
I need to focus on me. I need to enjoy my single life, and then what makes it even worse for me with my partner is he's kind of like, oh, I don't want you to go on that solo trip. Wow, I want us to travel together, and I'm just not there. Like, I don't want to do everything together. I don't want to be this involved with this crap that you have going on. I just don't want to do that.
You're not ready to receive that type of love right now.
I feel like it's a point, when you were on that type of time, it didn't get, the end result wasn't what you wanted to be. And I'm that way as well. I spent a lot of years trying to be in love and in relationships. And I'm a person that once we do get into a relationship, your problems are now my problems.
I'm like that
so
too.
Much so that I'll put,
my stuff on
my stuff on the back burner for you because I want this relationship to work. And then after I built you into a monster, then you leave and I have nothing. And I had a girl come back and tell me that. She said, I have to thank you because you taught me how to move and shake. It's so many times I would have crashed and burned if it wasn't for the things that, you taught me. So I have to give you your flowers on that. You taught me how to get out here and make it happen. But I'll get with a girl and we start doing all these wonderful things, and then I end up with the short end of the stick. And after my most recent relationship, I came to the conclusion I'm always doing so good when it's just me. And then as soon as I go and jump into a relationship,
Everything goes downhill.
So I meant to not date or whatever. And I had a moment where I just sat down, and I will say, because for me, I'm a very calculated person. I think about everything before I do it. So like I told you that day, if I come and punch you in your face right now, 9 times out of 10 about it, I thought about every aspect before I did it. So with that being said, at that point in time, it was so many things going wrong in my life, and I'm just like, bruh, there's no way that it can be this much happening. I'm used to a snag in the road here and there, but it's too much going on. Something is either something I'm doing wrong or someone in my life that is not supposed to be there, but I need to figure it out. I went back to my apartment. I sat there in the dark. And I said, you know, God, whatever it is I'm doing wrong, please reveal to me. If it's somebody that's in my life that's not supposed to be there, please show me something. I sat there in the dark for hours. And 2 weeks later, that's when I found out everything with Martez and my girlfriend. And after I excommunicated them two out of my life, the Dubai trip happened. The certifications happened. Everything started shooting
The door started opening.
And it was like God's way of telling me, for the things that I had planned for you, there were certain people that couldn't come along. And I had to remove that from your life before we can move forward. Now that we got the leashes out, let's keep things going. And I have a bad habit of, you know what I'm saying, once things get to moving and shaking, it's hard for me to slow down. I have to turn it off. But I start moving, boom, 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 boom. And when I get to a point where I'm moving too fast and making too many things happen at once, y'all be like, okay, he doing too much. Let me sit him down. Bow, I get hit with something big. And I'm like, man, God, dog, what is this? Yeah, remember when you did X, Y, Z, A, B, C? That wasn't supposed to happen yet. I need to do this first. Right, okay, I see now. I see what you want me to do. Let me dial it back. We'll get back to it. And I feel like that goes back to what she was saying about not appreciating what's in the present and taking the time to just be like, you know what, for everything that you want to do, you have accomplished so much. Now, take some time to sit back and enjoy what you've done now. And say, okay, it ain't all what I want it to be, but you know what I'm saying, I've done a lot of good and it is going to get better. Because I have a very bad habit of saying, okay, yeah, that's good, but I gotta keep going. Yeah, that's good, but I gotta keep going. Everybody else is like, yeah, I'm so proud of you. And I'm still sitting there with the fuck face like, yeah, that's not enough. I still need to keep doing, I still need to keep climbing. Because I hold myself to a higher standard than most. So if it doesn't happen the exact way that I want it to, then I feel like a failure. And I had to get myself out of that because you'll kill yourself that way. You know, nothing will ever be enough. You'll always be, you know what I'm saying, searching for the next best thing with that mindset.
That's real. I was doing that for the longest too, with boxing. Boxing and work. I was overworking myself and I kept getting sick over and over again. Every time I picked up shifts, kept getting sick. And I would have to take longer days off of work. And then with boxing, I would be boxing every day, no breaks, working out every day, no breaks. To the point where I was starting to have terrible anxiety. I was also smoking too.
Yeah, fatigue will do that too.
Yeah, and then I'm not fixing anything in my body. I'm eating trash food. So all of that just started to almost literally kill me to the point where I guess after the toy situation happened, that was already adding to it. If I smoked, I would feel like I'm about to die. And even now, if I work too hard, it'll come back and it'll sit on my chest and it'll be like, hey, it's literally like a mechanism. Slow down. You're moving too much. Calm down. Zero out. Maybe don't go to work today. Maybe sit home. That's a big thing for people that don't want to be losers in life. You always want to impress everybody, but you end up working yourself to death. Don't trust doctors.
And I feel like for me, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily to, you know, please other people, more so for myself based on everything that I've gone through, everything that my family has gone through. I feel like the mold has to be broken somewhere. And if we don't do it, who else is? You know?
Right.
And that's why I told you that day, like, I love the family in South Carolina, but I don't want to be like them. When you're over there across that bridge and, you know what I'm saying, Mount Pleasant, downtown, it's like everything's all happy. But as soon as you cross that bridge over into North Charleston, it's like a black, thick cloud of just like, you feel it. And it's like, bro, like it's everybody in here just kicking up dust, going absolutely nowhere. And I hate that. It's like no one's moving forward, no advancement. You know, everyone's just in the same place doing the same things. And I said, you know, we can't be that way. So, you know, I like to see us go on family trips and truly living life, because life was meant to be lived. And I know you do the same thing that I do. Even if I feel sick, I'll still go to work and work and work and work until I can't anymore. Now I'm at home for a whole week, which cuts into the things that I really want to do, because now I had to blow all of my sick time and half my vacation time because I'm sick as a dog because I pushed myself too hard. So, you know, I learned now to respond to my body better. When my body says I'm tired, I know I used to live life off of, you know, energy drinks. And I had to slow that down. Like if you had given me a IV, it would have been Monster energy drinks. I was drinking them. It got to a point to where I was immune to it. I could drink a whole 32 ounce of Monster Energy and it did nothing for me. And I started having shakes and stuff real bad, and I was like, okay, I gotta stop doing this. So now, you know what I'm saying, when I'm tired, go to sleep.
Yeah.
And people always say, oh, you always taking naps. Look, bro, when my body says it's time to shut down, I shut it down now. I get my Z's, I look around, appreciate everything around me. Like I said, with all of the health issues and stuff that I've had, I could be dead, but I'm still here. So I try to take, you know what I'm saying, my moments to appreciate, you know what I'm saying, the fact that I'm still here. Mama doesn't like it, but you don't feel anything, but I'm not a person that's like, we only do bust out crying.
Yeah.
That's not gonna change the situation. I'd rather focus my energy on the solution than, you know what I'm saying, sitting here crying about it. But, you know, it could be a lot worse, but I know it will get better. It might be a slow start, but you know what I'm saying, things will switch.
I think she's right though about one thing. You should be releasing that emotion if you are feeling it. A lot of the time men are told not to, because it's not, like you said, it's not changing anything, but a lot of the time your anger, your trauma, your PTSD, it builds up in your thighs, your arms, your back, everything, and you never release it because you don't know how to. The best way to release it maybe going to the gym. The biggest way though is stretching and yoga. You release a lot doing that. A lot of people from prison are put into that at some point because they don't know what to do with their emotions. And a lot of people will be like, I ain't doing that, I ain't bending over, you know, I ain't feeling, you know. I guess it feels like they don't want to be embarrassed, but when you actually do it, there is a certain type of release. And now you know why Buddha and Jesus are as powerful as they are, because they studied this art on a higher level. But even the people who study it, I've met individuals that, like if you put your hands on your thighs right now, do it.
Oh, all right.
And you breathe. I don't know which side it's on, but with this hand, it's on the top of your lungs, and then with this hand, it's the bottom of your lungs, I think. So imagine every day you're doing all of this, and you don't even know which side your oxygen is coming from, the bottom or the top. Nobody knows this. Nobody's aware of this. Like, there's so many things wrong with us that we don't pay attention to. You know, if you wake up on the left side of the bed, your whole system gets tanked. It's like you literally almost kill yourself. waking up on this side because it's weaker on this side. So your body's not used to it. Even if you, for me, I'm so sensitive now. If I start to push something with this arm and I try to like move with this arm, even if I lay on this side, it feels wrong. It feels weak. It feels like something's off. It's like, honestly, something's wrong. Like something's like crushing my heart when I do that. But when I move with this side, it's more stable here. If I wake up on this side, it's more stable here. I woke up the other day, a couple months ago, on this side, and I felt like I was about to die. So, a lot of the time, people just don't know anything about the body. In America, they don't teach us anything about this. They don't teach us anything. So a lot of our problems come from that, and not understanding our emotions, not releasing properly. We store a lot of it in ourselves, and we don't know how to release it. I think let me get to the next question. We almost done now. Do you want to get married?
Not at the moment. Maybe later on in life.
Okay.
My answer's no at the moment too.
Okay. Good answers. I definitely want to, just to the right person. Cause I like it. I like how it feels. I guess I like having a woman in my presence. It's just never the right woman.
Yeah, I like companionship, but I just,
Yeah.
some things would have to change.
And it feels like with this realm, it's almost like, regardless of what you do, even if it's the right way, something still could go wrong. As in, you could die, she could die. You know, it's always something. That's just how the realm is. But if you think about Earth, it's like you gotta suffer to evolve. That's all really Earth feels like. Suffer to evolve, suffer to evolve. And that's why I think we're put through all these situations. Because I think we're just here to evolve, really. We're not here to find true love and be married. But at some point, I want to have that when I'm older. All right, what's your worst nightmare for your life?
You know, I don't think that, I wouldn't call it a nightmare because it's inevitable. But I don't think I realized how inevitable it was until Daddy passed away. So it's just death. Like, I'm not afraid of it.
It's weird though.
But to think that you come here to be around and fall in love with all these different people, and then we'll all die at some point, some before others. Yeah, that's a bit much. So I wouldn't say that it's a nightmare, but
It's weird.
it's just, yeah, it sucks. So I guess like, what would be nightmarish about it is like you're my baby brother, so ideally I would die before you. It would be a nightmare if you died before me. So yeah, that's it.
So death. Death.
Yeah. And you?
To say that I died and never truly got to live. Slash not accomplishing, all of my goals. Or I guess in a better sense, reaching the full potential. But that would be my biggest one, to say that I died and never lived.
Please don't let me die a slave.
I don't want to be that guy that all he ever did was just work, and that was all I ever did. I never enjoyed myself, I never really did anything. I just died doing work. I want to be able to say that at some point, I don't have a care in the world. I'm just living and truly enjoying me.
That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is similar to what you said, Jamie. I mean, Tyler, I don't think I'm afraid of death. I just think it's definitely inevitable. But my biggest nightmare really is just being stuck in a cycle, like a hell loop of my life being the same day relived over and over and over and over again. Yeah, like just even my job, going from the airport, going home, going to the airport, going home, going to the airport, going home, and then dealing with the same people every day. And then dealing with the same relationships every day, women sucking every time. And then dealing with living with my parent every day. Things are changing, but it's the same paradox. Being stuck in a loop, that's my biggest thing. I'm breaking it now, but that's my biggest nightmare. I don't ever want to be stuck in a loop. I definitely want to change and break out of that completely. And I've been very successful in doing that right now. But other than that, this podcast is over. For my last message, I think my only message here is no negative self-talk.
Make sure when you do edit this that you introduce who the hell we are.
I did, at the start.
Yeah, but you didn't say who we were to you.
Oh, this is my sister. This is my uncle.
Boob.
Now they'll know at the end. Unless, they won't know unless they watch it.
That's my point. Okay.
No, they don't need to know until they know.
Goodbye.